Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today we've got some reveals from Twilight Masquerade that we need to be having a chat about. The official Twitter channel, they've been going off, they've been sharing some cards, and I like these cards. So let's start off with Probopass. I love Probopass. Probopass makes me happy. Now, I'll be honest with you, right? As a Pokemon, never been a huge fan of Probopass. But this artwork by Korea here, oh, I love it. There is a Bidoof, and I know there are a bunch of people that collect Bidoof cards. So it's nice to see Bidoof getting a bit more love here. But then you got a Lotad chilling at the front, and Lotad is the coolest Pokemon on this picture. I'm happy to say that right now. Lotad is the coolest Pokemon on this picture, and I will not be moved to say otherwise. But it gives me real vibes of chilling in a random city, and I travel for Pokemon a lot. And I've been to a bunch of random cities for Pokemon, and I feel like if you're traveling, even if it's for work and you're casting and all of that, you should still take in the local flavour. So I wander around random cities quite a lot. That is what this gives me vibes of, and I absolutely adore it. Big fan, love it. As for the card, free energy, 80 damage. If your opponent's active Pokemon has a tool attached, it does 80 more damage. And here's the thing about this Probopass, right? It actually has, like, legit potential to be good. But it's never going to be good. It's colorless energy, which is a big win. And it can do 180, which is awesome. But it's also a stage 1 that is super easily countered. So, yeah. All your opponent has to do is not attach a tool. And then you're only doing 80 damage. And 80 for free energy on a stage 1 is not ideal, shall we say. It's not ideal at all. So it's good if your opponent's got a tool on. But your opponent can just not put a tool on. And it's not like you can hide it, because as soon as you put a nose pass down, players are going to know that Probopass has a decent attack. But then again, maybe they won't, because no one will actually know about Probopass, because no one's going to play Probopass, because it's so easily countered, and maybe you can surprise some people. But I rather suspect probably not. One that has way more chance of being legitimately awesome is Froslass. This is one that is basically one you can't play around. There's not really much of an option here. You just kind of have to deal with it. Now, the attack Frost Smash, 2 energy, 60 damage. Nobody cares. But the ability Freezing Shroud, during Pokemon Checkup, put 1 damage counter on each Pokemon that has an ability, yours and your opponent's, except any Froslass. And this is awesome. It's awesome for so many reasons. But it's during Pokemon Checkup. And what that means is that it's after your turn, and then after your opponent's, and then after yours, and then after your opponent's. Look at the wording of Froslass here. It doesn't say if it's in the active. It just says during Pokemon Checkup. It doesn't say you cannot apply more than 1 Freezing Shroud ability at a time, because it's not limited in that way. You can use it over and over again. One of the best ways we've got around dropping damage counters at the moment is Jirachi, but that stops damage counters by attacks of your opponent's basic Pokemon. Well, this is a stage 1 using an ability between turns. Not even close. Not even close. We've got Rabsca from Temporal Forces, but that prevents damage and effective attacks done to your bench Pokemon. Well, this isn't an effective attack, it's an ability. So the things that people are generally playing to stop damage counters won't stop this. I love this. I think this is really, really good. And yeah, it's a stage 1, and yeah, it takes up event space. There are the 2 downsides. You got to evolve up into it, and you got to use event space to have it. I understand all of this. But the fact of the matter is, this builds up very, very, very quickly. So anything else that spreads damage around, anything that needs particular amounts of damage on your opponent's Pokemon to do extra damage or all of that, all of this is going to start adding up very, very quickly indeed. And it's not an attacker. It is not going to win the game. It is going to help you. But what it's going to do is one of two things. It's either going to make your opponent go, ha ha ha, I'm not using my Pokemon with ability so you don't get the damage on them. But anytime your opponent is deliberately not playing a Pokemon they want to because of what you're doing, that's a win for you. Or they're going to play it and they're just going to take the damage. Which again isn't a good thing. Because then they're getting a whole bunch extra damage on the board. There is a genuine chance here that this ends up becoming a very, very good card. And yeah, this is one that I've absolutely got my eye on. And I have to mention it, I have to say it while we're here because I'm way too excited about this card. There is a new Brute Bonnet coming. Now, we've not seen it in English yet, which makes me very, very sad. But I have to mention it here because it does 50 damage plus 50 more for each damage counter on the Pokemon you're attacking. So all you need is just a couple of damage counters being dropped by Frostlass here, and all of a sudden Brute Bonnet does big damage. And this makes me very, very, very happy indeed. Now, those are the illustration rares that have been revealed. But given that we are... I mean, look, it's TCG UK that has gone and revealed this. And they've gone and revealed Sinistcha. And it is all tea-based. And this makes me very, very happy. Because it's tea. I don't actually drink tea. Don't tell the rest of the British people. They'll disown me. But... this is awesome. Now, single energy, put 4 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon in any way you like, nobody cares. But for a single grass energy, you discard up to 3 grass energy from your Pokemon and deal 70 damage for each card you discarded in this way. Yes, you have to have all your grass energy on the field, which is a little bit of a pain, but single energy and a stage 1's doing 210? Nah, mate. This sounds pretty gosh darn good. You've always got Gardenia's Vigor, which will attach some energy quite nicely here. It's a supporter for the turn. It attaches 2 energy. It will do. And, of course, we've got our old friend Forretress, which will attach 5 energy, but you're giving up 2 prizes to do so. I'm not sure if a 70 HP attacker is what you really want to use this for. I've always seen Forretress as basically setting up a big attacker to sweep. And the problem with Forretress is you give up 2 prizes, and then you put Sinistcha active, and it's got 70 HP, so you're giving up another prize pretty quickly. I'm not sure that's the way you want to go. But the potential for doing 210 damage for a single energy on a single prize Pokemon, there is something that I like very, very much about this. Also, it's not TCG related, but I do just have to mention nice and quickly. They have released a matcha set at the Pokemon Center and at Pokemon cafes. And it's kind of amazing. It's not relevant to the TCG at all, but, I mean, look, I just figured while we're here, I can mention it to you. I kind of want this stuff, I'll be honest with you. Part of me wants to go to Japan and actually pick it up there, and another part of me does not want to carry it home from Japan. So maybe I'll just order it off the Pokemon Center, which will not be as much fun, but might be more practical. And the last card they've gone and revealed is not a card that is going to be making any competitive waves, I assure you. But how could I not tell you about this Ducklett? I love this Ducklett. This Ducklett makes me happy. Ducklett is legit one of my favorite Pokemon. It's not a Pokemon I talk about very much on the channel. I apologize for that. But yeah, I love me some Ducklett. I think Ducklett is amazing. Shabuzo is not an artist I've really been collecting or loving that much. For most of you, you're going to recognize this artist for the alternate art of Galarian Moltres from Chilling Reign. That is a card that really made everyone go, oh, and I have that card. I pulled that card. It's not one of my favorites, so yeah. This Ducklett, however, oh, I love this Ducklett. The art on here is absolutely amazing. One day we're going to get a really playable Ducklett or Swanna, and it's going to be just awesome. But right now, Ducklett's not particularly good, and it makes me sad. And I wish Ducklett was better. I want Ducklett to be better. Right now, this is where we are. Sorry. I will say, if we ever get a good Swanna, single energy, draw 2 cards, not terrible. Right, that's what you need to know. Those are the new reveals, and now it's over to you guys. Tell me which of these cards you're excited about. Tell me what from Twilight Masquerade is making you excited. Tell me anything you want to tell me in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. And get shout-outs on the channel like the lovely Kiridan, who's been a supporter of ours for a while now and is a very lovely person. So shout out to them for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.